So for the record, your name and your role in the band D.E.A.D.
Yanni Giorgio. I was a guitar player of D.E.A.D. and I did administrative tasks as well.
Name's Jason, and I played bass. I was like the goalkeeper of the band world. That was what I did.
Lee Harris, and I was rhythm guitar and vocals.
My name's Mark William Laird Smith. My role in the band was bass player. I'll say bass player. I'll say someone who they handed a bass to and said, play this.
I guess the first seeds were planted back in 1993, 94, 95 when I was at school, Cardinal Hensley High School in Harlesden with Lee, nowadays known as Willie Green. We were there. I was into heavy metal, Metallica and stuff. Gave Lee some tapes.
He gave me a copy of the Black Album on tape. And before that, I'd heard a little bit of Guns N' Roses and stuff, and I was aware of rock music, but the second I heard that, I was like, fuck about, that is it. Do you know what I mean? The second I heard Hetfield's rhythm guitars, I was like, I've got to play guitar, I've got to do what he's doing, kind of thing. So, like, from there, me and Yanni would just, like, he would give me tapes of Aerosmith, and, like, because I was pretty poor and shit, and, like, he had his big brother to hand him down music and shit, so his brother was into, like, Extreme and Red Hot Chili Peppers and Metallica, all the standard stuff of the 90s and late 80s and that shit. But luckily for us, it saved us from a future of jungle and whatever fuck they're listening to now. I guess I'll be listening to grime, I suppose, now. Yeah, people still watch shell suits and shit, man. And Nirvana. And I guess, like, I never had MTV and things like that, so yeah, right, long story short. Yanni got me into music. I wanted a guitar. Like, I could never afford a guitar. My parents were, like, pretty poor. So used to go around to Yanni's basically just to fucking look at his guitar, because it was like exotic in them days to see an electric guitar and shit. Just play it for a minute and stuff. I remember I cycled away to his house on a Saturday once just to like have a look at his guitar again. Like, that's how much like people don't know about want anymore. Do you know what I mean? Everything's like, oh yeah, can you get me like, you get a guitar on fucking eBay for 40 quid, like a nice electric guitar that's good to play. I could fucking play it now. Do you know what I mean? But then, like, guitars were quite expensive and my parents didn't have no money, and they thought I was just talking shit and I didn't want to do it. Do you know what I mean?
We were always saying we'd make, like, the way fucking people talk at school at that age, we were always saying, yeah, we'll make a fucking band one day. Went for all kinds of names. Carnage, that was one of them. I think that's the name we decided on. And we had people that were in the band. We never even had a rehearsal, but we had people in the band, and then we'd fire them people and get new people in the band, and we never even jammed once. Yeah. I think there was a guy, Thomas McGovern, he was in it, we fired him. We got a guy called Lucan, because he told us that he could play You Could Be Mine on drums. So we thought, yeah, he must be good. But we didn't have a fucking clue, we were just,
Break time, we used to fucking sneak into the music room and like go and just play the guitars in there and stuff, or one of us would go on the drums and one of us would just play a guitar. Just fucking around, we couldn't play, like we were shit. Didn't know anything. And then we used to just like kind of fantasize, I guess, in them days about, oh yeah, we're gonna get this band together, and like we had a name for it, and like we used to write the name on our little exercise books and shit. And like I had a lyric book at home where I'd written all the songs out, and they were like really cheesy fucking things. Like I'd steal big chunks of Metallica songs, just take the lyrics and nick a bit of that and add a bit, and then a bit of an Iron Maiden song stuck in there and shit. But it was all like, I don't know, it was just, kids just wanting and, fantasizing about doing that shit. We had no means to do it, I didn't get a guitar for like a year or two, I guess, after that. Literally, I walked around with a picture of a guitar out of the Argos catalogue stuck onto my head, like for ages, like until my mum and dad fucking agreed to buy me it. So, but they didn't buy me electric, they bought me this shitty acoustic, and I played that for a bit, and then I managed to get one, and you know, they saw I was serious or whatever. But I didn't have a guitar tuner for like another 2 years after I bought the guitar, so I didn't know how to play at all. Like, it was just, everything was out of tune. But I was still learning, trying to learn Metallica riffs and blah blah blah. But yeah, so we kind of finished school. Nothing ever happened to that shit. Yanni went off to college somewhere and I went off to college somewhere. And we didn't really see each other for about a year for some reason. He was doing his thing and I was doing my thing. And then for some reason we met up and went to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert, I think, together. And yeah, then we just... At that point, I'd been like, I got more serious about playing guitar, and like, I was all right. I could play some Metallica riffs, and you know, like that kind of thing.
As time was going on, it just seemed impossible to me that I was going to be in a band, and like I wasn't getting any better at guitar playing. I didn't think it was going to be anything I was going to ever be good at, and I was really into it. I was going to be a wrestler. That's what I was going to do with my life, you know. So I went to wrestling training and broke my arm. I went to uni to do drama, which was all to do wrestling. I thought that would help me with it, and I also thought that it was the easiest subject I could do at uni, and it was an excuse to leave London, get out of home, and so yeah, I did wrestling in Northampton, and then I started playing guitar again around the same time. I didn't get hurt this time, but like it just didn't seem like anything I really wanted to do. I got really into just getting just drunk and stoned. And then just suddenly I started getting better at guitar. I started listening to a lot more. Guitar players were talking to me a lot more when I was listening to them. Like a lot of that period before that, I kind of went off of listening to heavy music and I was listening to like hip hop. And then yeah, I kind of got back into it. It just came back. It was like it was always waiting for me. And then I realized that if I practiced a lot, I could get better at guitar. It won't. Like before, I kind of felt like you needed to have like some kind of weird natural talent to do it, and I was like, all right, well, I'm never gonna have that, so I'm never gonna do it. And I realized that if I just fucking just put as much time into it as I could, that I'd get better at it.
But then I guess we went to uni after that, and then yeah, we all got like a lot closer again. Like we'd make a big point of going to each other's unis and catching up, and like, and in them times, I think Yanni started picking the guitar up again a bit more. He kind of didn't for a little while, I don't think, or he was just pissing around. He weren't really practicing or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, we used to get together and piss about now and again. And like when I'd go to his uni, we'd just get some guitars and play, and like, you know, we'd always play guitars together when we were together. So it was always going to be us two doing something, you know. Then when I was at uni, we started for a joke, this band Terrific Tony and the Twisted Turnbuckles. I don't know, did he go on about that? Because around that time we was all well into like Insane Clown Posse and shit like that. So we made like a jokey hip hop band. Like, you know, we all had wrestling names. I was Fatella, Too Dope. Where was Yanni? What a Maneuver. Boycie was Breadbasket, I think.
I think that that was it. I was even in that. Well, basically I was given a nickname and told to rap, which nothing really came of it, thank God. So I think all of those things have been destroyed, all those tapes, and yeah, I wouldn't want to see Terrific Tony again, basically. And to be honest, I actually forgot about it until you brought it up, so yeah, that's quite far in the back reaches of my mind.
And we had this guy, my mate from uni, called Stuart Hunt, but we used to call him Big Baby Stew. Like, he was a big kind of fat guy, but we used to call him Big Baby Stew because we thought it would be funny if you'd imagine him in a nappy. So we just called him Big Baby Stew. But yeah, like it was just jokes, and then we decided like I'd write rhymes in Southampton, he'd write rhymes, and then we started getting a little bit serious about it and trying to make them quite good. And when we got back off, like in a break for uni or something, we got together at the Music Village again, and Big Baby Stew came down to play the bass, and I taught him the bass line from the $1 Million Man's theme tune from wrestling. So that was the basis of the song. We had a song called All About the Clams. And yeah, so we recorded this song. It was like fucking $1 Million Man's tune with like me playing guitar and singing. We've done a few songs. And I guess that was the start, really, where we started having like other people playing with us and stuff. So I'm surprised he didn't mention that, really.
I always remember Lee was always playing guitar. He was always riffing. He was always a really great fucking player. Like, he knew all the Metallica stuff. You know, like, I don't know. I just really like Lee's guitar playing. He's just pure riff stack geezer. No nonsense. So yeah, when we started playing, we started jamming in Willesden. There's a place near Willesden Bus Garage, and I think it's mainly reggae bands that go there. There was a guy called TJ there, and I don't know if he was ripping us off or what, but we spent a lot of money there for not very good equipment.
This is the fucking shittiest place in the world, man. All the amps were like all fucked up, and like it was run by these Jamaicans, and the main guy was called TJ, and like he would be sitting there eating his chicken, and all your shit would not be working, and you come like, TJ, man, there's none of this is working, mate. I'm eating my chicken, man, fuck off. Like, he just wouldn't give a fuck, man, and he was like charging proper extortionate rates for being there. But yeah, we used to just play the guitars together in there. We had no drummer and shit. And then yeah, nothing much really happened, but we still always wanted to like make music together, you know. That was always, we just enjoyed playing guitars together.
So then finished uni, come back, that's when I was getting fucking serious. I was like, we're gonna do this band. And like all this time at uni while I was away from Lee, I was just playing guitar every day in my room, every day, listening to Buckethead. Buckethead, he's a big reason why I'd say I'm sitting here talking to you about music now, is he really got me to play guitar in a different way, and I'd just get fucking high and listen to all his albums and play guitar all, like, if I wasn't at uni, I was in my room playing guitar, you know. And there was a lot of times I wasn't at uni, so you know, I was just doing that instead. And I got a Fender amp from a second-hand shop there, and just fucking rinsed it, man. There's another guy that we need to mention. His before Tom was in the band. His name's Dave Stack, and he was a mate of our friend Andrew, and he's the one guy that we knew that played drums, and he used to drink fucking whiskey like nobody's business, man. Like, especially at that age, you know, when everyone's like 18, 19 or whatever. He just had this way where he could just tilt the bottle back, and like he wouldn't even have it. It would look like he's like, you know, when people just drink water like that, and they're like, on a hot day, it's like he just knock it back like that and just take, like, you'd see it kind of going down, and I was like, fuck, how does he do that? You know. So, you know, like, he was always on a level, and I don't know, I guess at the time I didn't really know if he was a good or bad drummer. He just sounded, you know, like, just the sound of him, Lee and myself playing, it was great, and it felt like, yeah, we're in a fucking band. Let's think of a name, all this kind of wacky stuff.
Yeah, Dave Stack, yeah. Yeah, Dave was someone we knew who actually did hit a drum now and again, so that was the closest we'd got to a drummer, so we got him in, and he was very, you know, like, not a great drummer. Like, he's a great lad and everything, but, you know, not the best drummer in the world. And we neither will be the best guitarists either, so we can't say shit. So, but I think we needed a good drummer to mask our shitness. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So, yeah, we played with Dave Stack. We got together at the Music Village again. And I think Boycie might have been involved at that point as well. Again, what was he? I think he was playing bass. There was one CD I was looking for, and it was probably the first recorded thing me and Yanni done together, like serious disc guitars. And we thought, fucking hell, at least we've done something alright, like, for once. And from there, yeah, it weren't really working with Dave, to be honest. Like, he weren't that good, and it was like hard to get him down and stuff.
You hear different stories, sort of thing. Apparently he found out in via text, I think, or maybe a phone call that was out of the blue. So yeah, I don't think they got rid of him in the best of terms. But I mean, that was at the beginning, so it was sort of all coming together.
Lee had a barbecue one day, I think. Then I'm not sure, were you there? Did you come along? Scott came along with Tom. This is the first time I met Tom. Tom must have been 17 or whatever. And the other guy looks a bit like an owl. Matt. And I just remember Tom just looked really kind of lanky, he had his blonde hair. I don't remember if it was long, he just had a kind of like... Someone said he's a drummer, and we were like, alright, you're in the fucking band, you know? It's not like he even had a choice about it. And like, Tom, man, I love you, man, but you're a very agreeable person, right? If you listen to this. So he was like, yeah, I'll be in the band. And like, you know, it's cool. And like, I think, I can't remember if Tom told us, or I think Scott might have told us, they were saying that he was at drum tech, at drum school, right? So I immediately thought this guy must be fucking good. And it was like, he's 17, and we were like 20, whatever, 4, whatever, 3, 20, I don't know, something like that. But I kind of had this image in my mind that he was some child prodigy, like an amazing drummer, you know? Like he was going to come in and be like that kid out of Whiplash.
Yeah, he came and I thought this guy looks cool, man. I heard he's a drummer and he lit the part. I was like, oh shit, this is interesting. And then, like, yeah, we had this party and it was a right Larry drinking party. And Tom passed out in my bedroom. This is in Kensal Rise, when I had a flat in Kensal Rise. And I was with Anya at that point. And yeah, he passed out in the fucking bedroom and I think he farted. But the smell was so bad, we thought he shit himself. Like, because it was lingering for ages. I was like, oh dude, I was like, Scott, you bring this fucking guy in here and he shits himself. Like, so he didn't, for the record, but this must have been the mankiest fart. And Yanni's girlfriend had passed out in the room as well on the other side of the floor. And then we were blaming her as well, like, which one has shit themselves? Like, someone shit themselves in here. But yeah, that was a funny night, man. I remember like there was just a row of people out in the garden, all holding the wall, just puking. Yeah, that was the first night I met him, and we must have had a little talk about, you know, you play drums, we'll have a jam and that, da-da-da-da.
Well, if you're talking about the house party you had, I remember that briefly. What I remember about that is Tom had a clay pigeon shooter. Like one of those, you pull it back, you put whatever you're in, and then it's spring loaded and it releases. So during that party, Tom thought it would be a good idea to use his parents' dinner plates as target practice. Well, not target practice because we weren't shooting at anything. He was just firing them off from the thing. So I think that's the first time we were around Tom's and sort of, met his sort of extended family. In fact, yeah, his sister came out to give him a rollicking about using the cutlery as target practice. And I remember about that is everyone was around Tom sort of watching him do his stuff. And when his sister came out to have a go at him, Yanni was standing beside Tom. And as Tom was getting shouted at, Yanni just seemed to disappear into the bushes. Like that Homer sort of episode when he just goes straight back into the bushes and it's just gone sort of thing. And I always remembered that from the party. Nothing else much, but just Yanni's expertise as getting out of trouble.
I remember at the time I was working at court and I just kept texting Tom, like, and wouldn't get replies off him. Like, when are we gonna do this jam then? You know, like, and then I don't think we saw him again until I think Stephen had a New Year's party maybe, and I think he was there at that. Yeah, it was a while later, man. Like, I'd kind of given up hope that we were gonna jam with him. Like, and then all this time, me and Leah getting super frustrated that we can't find a band, we can't find the right drummer. I remember there was all this kind of stuff like, oh, you know, well, if we can't get anything together, I might have to go and find a band, kind of thing. Like, and I was looking on like, there weren't even MySpace in them days. I don't even know where the fuck I was looking. No, yeah, I think I was looking at like music shops on like the boards. You know, people fucking put, guitar player wanted whatever the fuck, but like again, like I said, when I was gonna be a wrestler, it just seemed impossible to be in a band. I just didn't know where do you fucking meet people to be in a band with, you know? Like, was that the same kind of thing? It just felt fucking hopeless, and I was getting so fucking frustrated. I remember like at the time, some other guy I knew texted me like, oh, my gig's on the weekend. I'm looking at my ex-girlfriend, I'm like, even this fucking guy's got a gig. It's like, what the fuck? Like, it's never gonna happen. Like, I'm never gonna get a chance to do this. And you know, when you're that kind of age at 23, 4, whatever the fuck it is, I feel like there's real pressure that, you know, that you gotta get married and get a job and stuff like that. It's like, I just felt like I'd missed the boat on all this band life. But no, then Tom like suddenly kind of got really into the idea of playing with us and, you know, getting in touch with us. So we went and jammed with him. I think, yeah, the first jam we had was at Survival. And I remember I met Tom in Willesden, and we were like, let's go to the pub. And we just go to one of them fucking Irish pubs, and we go in there, you know, like, hey, the band's here, huh? And we just kind of sat there, and then got out, and then went down to Ned Kelly's instead. Sat there for a bit. Tom was telling me stories about how he met Steve-O and stuff, and talking about drums, and I thought, yeah, this guy's gonna be great on drums, and you know, so we went and played, and then Lee came along. I remember this really well because my fucking guitar packed in, and again I felt like, why is this happening? Why this could be so good. Yeah, my guitar's fucking packed in, and I got a screwdriver and just put a big scratch through it. I don't know why I did that, but it's still there. And then Tom told us that he knew a place called Gracelands that was near home base in Acton. There was an old boy that ran it there with his wife. And yeah, we holed up in there, and Tom knew like a bunch of bands, like he knew Ego, those guys. They'd be good people to get on here, but I don't think you'll find them anywhere now. We go to this place Gracelands, and we're just jamming and writing songs left, right, and centre, sort of putting them together, like stuff that Lee had from when he was living near mine, and we were jamming, and like we had like material, and like I think we covered a Motorhead song. I think it's Too Late, Too Late. Too late, too late. I think it is called Too Late, Too Late. I know he says it in the song. And we did Misfits, White Eagles there. Yeah, and a bunch of songs that Lee had written.
And we just went in there and started making a fucking unholy noise, man. Just really loud as possible. Like... And the matey outside, he always used to complain. He said that we were louder than the other two rooms combined. Like, and like we come out there with just ringing heads. But I remember thinking, fucking hell, yeah, this guy's all right, because he could play a little bit, man. He was all right, and he got a lot better as it went on as well. But even at that point, he was all right. He was probably better at drums than fucking we were at guitar, I guess. So yeah, it was all good, man. I was like, yeah. And I think he might have thought, oh yeah, we're, don't know, cooler older guys or whatever. I don't know, maybe because, you know, we used to have parties with drugs and whatever we did. Guess that might have swayed him to come in the band a bit as well. But yeah, he was a good lad, man. We got on well with him. Like, yeah, I got on really good with him straight away, to be fair. I liked him. He liked to drink as well, so we used to have a laugh. But yeah, after that first rehearsal, we went to a pub in Acton. I remember coming out of this rehearsal room, you walk up a bit, there was this big pub. I'd recently read the Motley Crue book, I think, and I started biting the wine glasses like one of them did in it, and taking them back saying, oh man, you give me a chipped glass, what's going on? And I'd done it for ages, and I think we might have thrown a couple of glasses or something, I don't know what happened, but we were like down in white wine like really quick in there. And yeah, so we got barred from that place on our first rehearsal, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I was fucking hammered that night. So yeah, I guess that was the start of it, yeah.